are back with another Mommy and Me talk. Not episode 1, not episode 2, and definitely not episode 3, but 4. We are back with another Mommy and Me talk. So, Mommy.
Yes.
How do you feel about our topic, Braintight?
First of all, what is the definition of Braintight?
Braintight is a positive purpose of life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So give us some examples. I want to, first of all, thank you so much for having me as your sidekick, your follower. This is Mommy and Me Talks.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. And we would like to thank all of our viewers
I
on
want to thank
Facebook
everybody for joining.
and IG. So give us some examples of Braintight. I'm ready.
An example of Braintight is basically like when you surround yourself with people, you want to surround yourself with people that have a positive mindset as well as you. You know, you don't want to hang around people that are brain loose, which means have a negative way of thinking. So you want to surround yourself with positive thinking people and people you know you can learn from, you know?
Okay, so
that's my definition of Braintight.
Okay.
And I got this from Kevin L. Kemp book titled Braintight.
Okay.
And this is a wonderful book. I learned so much reading this book, and I'm just so blessed I came across this book.
So tell us a little bit more. Just go into it. Give us some examples in your own life of Braintight.
Well, my Braintight moments are really when people around me may say negative things in a joking way, but I don't take it that way because I feel you have what you say. So what I do is I tell them maybe let's not say those type of words, you know?
Really?
Have a positive way of thinking and a way of saying your words at your mouth.
So what are some of the things that you do to keep yourself positive while we're in the midst of this chaos of COVID-19?
What I do is, as you know, I meditate. I read books that have a positive impact into my life. For example, Braintight. Oh, my fault. And I've learned so much from this book. And honestly, what I have realized is that once you read more, you open up a different way of thinking.
Really?
Yes.
Sound like you've been talking to your auntie, Mommy Kim.
Yep. And so, Auntie Kim, what's your perspective on Braintight?
Auntie Kim thought she was going to say
Hello, everybody. I'm going to have to say, Kenya, first of all, I'm so very proud of you for establishing this forum where young people and OGs like us can cross-talk and we can communicate. Right. When I think of Braintight, I would have to say that I really think of a person that's coming from a positive place, a person that understands their purpose, and also, too, a person that is pouring into other people. So Braintight, purpose, right, pouring into, and then to a person that's positive and passionate.
For peace.
Right? So you got to be passionate.
Yeah. Right.
And in being passionate, that needs to come from a positive place.
Sure do.
It also needs to have some intention to it, right? You can't just be brain loose. Yeah. Got to be brain tight. To be brain tight, that means that everything that you're pouring in is positive, and what you're giving out is positive. Right. And sometimes life is going to be negative. But what you do, a person that's brain tight, that person takes a negative, learns from it, right, and then turns it into a positive. That makes sense? So to me, that's being brain tight. Right. It's the opposite of being scatterbrain. Right. It's the opposite of letting peer pressure move you here and there. You stand on what your mind believes in, which is positivity and having a purpose.
Oh yeah, okay.
That makes sense?
I didn't think like that. Thank you.
Don't we just love God, Mommy?
I sure do. Okay, so sorry,
No, just welcome everybody once again.
I want to welcome everybody once again. Tune in tonight. Tonight is going to be a big learning session. Okay. Tune in.
Teach us.
So, my first engaging question. Who do you think is more, how can I say this? Is more I want to say poor, right? The woman that has no purpose of life, or a woman that has no money in their pocket.
Wow.
Well, what do you think?
You say, what is poor? The woman who has no money in her pocket, or the woman who has no purpose in life?
Right.
I think the woman who has no purpose in life.
Right.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a right or wrong answer because people have different opinions and different take on what they think, to the answer. I say it's the person that has no purpose, because even a person that's poor, they have a purpose to get money day to day. So either way, they have a purpose no matter if they're poor or not. But the person that has no purpose, it's like you have a poor or brain loose, as I should say, negative mindset,
Okay. So brain loose, we're understanding, means negative mindset.
Negative mindset.
So what we're trying to do with your show, Mommy and Me, is to get us all brain tight.
Brain tight.
Okay.
Put the brain on, put the cap on tight.
Okay.
And so I've been reading from this God's Little Instruction book. This is a wonderful book as well. Just to show everybody. And I have really learned different things and different way of thinking of life. Like, for example, people know what you are by what they see and not by what they hear. What do you think about that?
Well, let's start with you first.
I feel it's 50-50. What?
Okay, tell us what.
Because some people, I'm not going to say they because everybody doesn't do that, but people will go off what they have heard about you and make like this image of you and not meeting you themselves. That's why I think it's 50-50 to it, because people, they would be like, oh, I heard this about her. I don't think y'all should hang with her,
Right.
But, I mean, it's true to an extent, but that's what I feel on it. What's your take on it?
I feel the same way. I think communication is key when it comes to meeting people. First impression sometimes can be the lasting impression.
That's
or
true.
The first impression can be quote unquote not the real you. And then unfortunately in some instances you find out that they're not the person who they say they are. In some instances when it's too late.
Right. People show you who they are, believe it. Maya Angelou. Okay. This is a good one as well. The company you keep will determine the trouble you meet.
Ooh.
That's a good
is
one.
for sure. I think
I see you nodding, Auntie Kim. What you want to say? Come back. She nodded.
Okay, so for young people in particular, young people have a tendency to go out in the world and want to be friendly and want to be accepted,
right,
and want to be a part of a group, a crew, a clique, my mans, my people, my block.
Right.
That's what young people gravitate towards.
Mm-hmm.
As you get older, you become more mature to understand that not everybody that says they're your friend are actually your friend. Not everybody that is in your circle will show up for you. Mm-hmm. And then two, when it comes to being around the proper type of people, we all have free will. We can pick and choose our friends. Like I chose your mom over 33 years ago.
Right.
And in that, we have built a family and relationships, and there's permanency, but it takes time.
Right.
So you call somebody your friend in 20 minutes. And that isn't so. When you find out if someone is really in your corner and really a day one, it's not during the good times. It's when you go through something. Yeah. So that's why you have to be very careful in the people you put around you and who you call a friend.
I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm. Didn't learn the hard way too?
I had to learn.
Welcome to our club.
I'm still learning too.
Yes, okay.
So, Mom, what's your take on this as well? Like, how do you feel about?
Ditto what Auntie Kim said. With us being here for 2 weeks, and you've seen it from birth to now. We had to grow. I can only speak from what I've experienced,
Right?
And we had to grow, and even all of your followers on IG, and this is a good lesson for all of us.
Yes.
Because sometimes we didn't always get it right with friendships. And even as adults, we don't always get it right with friendships.
Mm-hmm.
We try to give people a lot of chances. Well, we're going to give them another chance. Well, we just going to give them another chance. Well, you don't have no more chances. Mm-hmm. You run out. I think friendships are building tools.
They are.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
You find out again, as Auntie Kim said, when you're in a pickle, who's gonna be in that pickle with you and help you get out of that pickle?
Yes.
And then it takes spending time together and communicating and talking a lot. When Kim and I first met, we were 21 and 22, and we instantly, there was a situation that happened. It's like the situation that happened on the day that we really communicated.
Right.
It was like, and this is God destined to be sisters. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about God put us together as sisters, for real. So that was a situation that happened when we were 21 and 22. And so I'm like, should I leave or should I go? And from that day, I did not leave. Mm-hmm. Right. And we became sisters. Mm-hmm. Once we became sisters, she started a family. And I was like, oh my God, there's Tay. Now we're family. Her child is my child. Mm-hmm. Then she has 2 more boys, Alex and Aaron. Oh my God, I got 2 sons. Because I'm going to think about that kid thing. But that's another whole show.
Another show.
And then through the marriages, she was married, I was married, through the divorce, and picking our lives up all over again to raise our children and I know a lot of women, they're not going to like it, but raising our children as the active parent. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're not single parents. We didn't do this by ourselves. Right. No. But as the active parent. Mm-hmm. And so those are things that we have to understand too when we be mindful of how we communicate when it comes to our friendships and also to our families as well.
I agree. Okay.
Finally.
Oh. Okay, so y'all, this right here is what I'm still learning today. The trouble with most of us is that we would rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism.
Oh, repeat that. Repeat that.
The trouble with most of us is that we would rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism.
Wow. So you said that you're working on that now? It's something you're learning? So where are you with it? Your learning process? Because
at first, I'm not going to say I don't like criticism, but at first I didn't. But now I'm learning to deal with it because in life, once you start to elevate, people are going to have things to say about you, either negative or positive. So I just go through life and just take what comes at me.
Okay, can I share a testimony? Yeah. Can I share a testimony? Okay. You started Mommy and Me Talks about 4 weeks ago.
4, yep.
Mm-hmm. And so when I was asking you to look back at the Mommy and Me's, watching, I don't want to watch it. Mom, why are you criticizing me? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, Mama laughing at that.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Only until Auntie Kim. And so the purpose of Auntie Kim being here is to share, for some reason, and Kim, you can attest to this, even with your children. Your children will communicate with me, and we have shared the same thing with the kids, but they don't believe it until it comes from Auntie Clark.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with her. When you were like, Kenya, we're going to walk up on the set. We're going, okay, Auntie.
I feel...
well, tell us what you're feeling. We're trying to understand.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the parent that's, that you see every day, it's like, yes, Mom, but like if somebody like your aunt comes down, it's like you want to learn more from them,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like the car conversation that we had about college. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I learned from her about different things I could do if I
Mhm.
go to college.
So it's that village effect. We're
Yeah,
learning
village.
so many new things from the village, and that's why it takes all of us to come together collectively.
Yep.
It goes back to the brain tight.
Brain. Yeah.
Yep, it goes right back to that. Still keeping the brain tight. Yeah.
I agree.
And how we almost got upset with y'all when y'all talking about their money and investing. But go ahead, I'm over it. I'm over it. Go ahead. No.
Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
No, look, it's your show, and look, let's talk to the people on
Okay, so
Instagram and Facebook.
All right. Let's see.
So Andrew Brown is watching. Let's say hi to him.
Hey.
Andrew.
Nicole Robertson
Hey,
is watching.
Hey.
Benta Matthews is watching, and she made a comment.
What did she
Friendships are earned, not
They are.
automatic.
Wow,
They are.
that's good
That's
stuff.
true.
Ivy Brody is watching.
Hi.
Good evening.
Bernadette Bennett is watching. Alyssa Washington
Hey,
is
Auntie.
watching.
It's my voice for me.
Margaret Grooms is watching.
Hey, Nana.
Hey, Nana.
Christian Bowler.
Okay. Hey, Christian.
Elonda Banks is watching.
Hey.
Alberta Carrington is watching.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
That's good.
So while we're
Thank
waiting,
you.
let's go on over to the next thing.
Okay.
And we want to invite anybody just to comment if you have a question or a suggestion.
Yeah, if you have a question or if you want to tune in or have something to say that you want to get off your chest, let us know. Tune in.
She's 13-year-old. She's
Wait,
13.
14.
Almost 14. And so what we're trying to do is learn to communicate with you so our cultures can come together and we can be one community. But your voice
Okay.
must be heard though.
Oh, it's being heard today. Okay, so guys, this is a great one as well. As I grow older, I pay less attention to what people say. I just watch what they do. So I feel this means instead of just going off what they say to you, go off their actions towards you. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you experienced something similar
yeah.
to that?
You know.
Oh, just remain nameless, but what was the incident without naming names?
Okay, so somebody in my life, okay, he would say that he would come pick me up, but it don't affect me anymore. But he would say he would come pick me up and wouldn't come. And he would say this constantly, and then he don't come.
How did that make you feel at the time?
I wasn't hurt by it because it was just like, it happened on a continuous basis. It's just like you get immune to it, used to it, you know?
But just because you get immune to something doesn't mean it's right.
Does not mean it's right. But now, I take it as maybe what he was going through then, maybe I didn't know what he was going through. He could have been at a depressed state. Maybe he didn't want his kids around. I don't know. But I understand now. So, at least we got a better bond.
Okay. All right.
What about you? Have you experienced somebody telling you they would do something for you?
Yes. Yes.
Don't say no names, but give a story.
Oh my goodness. Marriage. Wanted to be married for life, and we make these promises and vows, and then it was completely opposite of what we stood before God with the vows. But then I had to learn from that. And when I learned from that, I had to forgive. And then we have to understand that we are in this world of all types of people. People coming from traumatic experiences. And these are things that we didn't identify because we had issues and challenges ourselves.
Right.
And so now I'm getting to a point, you can tell me all day, this, that, and the other, great, wow.
Yeah.
And then your actions are like, that doesn't match.
Right.
So at that point, what you do is you learn to understand that person and how that person is, and you love them and keep it moving.
I agree, Mom. And Auntie Kim, do you have anything to say about a one time in your life where somebody said that they were going to do something but didn't come through?
Oh, she gonna put you on blast.
Sure.
Because we all answer questions tonight.
So like you, when I was younger and in the house with both of my parents, their marriage was was very dramatic. It was an abusive marriage. And
Right.
so I saw more than a child should have seen. And I heard more than a child should have heard. With that having been said, though, just like you said, actions are one thing and words are something different.
Yeah.
And so after my parents separated, it seemed as though my dad felt that he should say a lot of grand things, that he was going to do big things and he was going to give me big things because he wasn't in the home.
Right.
When he couldn't give those things when he was in the home.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't understand how all of a sudden he would become this great guy outside of the home. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so too, it was those types of things. And as a kid, I know you said that, you have gotten to the point where you cope better, but I remember being very disappointed about simple things. Like, I thought you said you all weren't going to fight today. I thought you said that I'd be able to rest tonight. I thought you said that I could go to track practice, and when I came home, everything was going to be okay. Those were the simple things that I wanted. I wasn't asking for anything but a peaceful home. And the promises would be, everything's okay, we're good, it's okay. And that's a simple request for a kid to ask for,
Yeah.
And so it came to a point, like you, I became numb.
Yeah.
I expected the worst every time I opened the door. Because if you expect the worst and it's the worst on the other side of the door, at least you were prepared, right?
Yeah.
But then too, as I became an adult, anything that anybody says, now I barely listen to words. I watch your actions.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. And that would be my suggestion to all young people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know y'all want to listen to old heads because it seems like they don't know what they talking about. They old. Like, as my son would say, in my generation, well, there's a saying that says there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, nothing new under the sun, yeah.
Which means that at some point, I was 13 going on 14 too. So with that having been said, if you don't believe nothing else, Miss Kenya, Braintight is definitely watching somebody's actions and believing in their actions more than their words.
I agree.
Wow, that's good stuff. Auntie Kim, thank you so much for being here. We got to wrap up. You got to pretty
hold
much
on.
send everybody off.
We gotta give one more thing. We'll be done in a few minutes, okay? So, be careful of your thoughts because they may become words at any moment. Wow, I know.
Be careful of your thoughts because they may become words at any moment.
Have a brain tight mind. Won't have to worry about anything negative coming at your mouth.
Wow. So once again, we want to thank everybody for watching on IG.
I want to thank everybody.
And watching on Facebook. So go ahead and close this out.
I want to thank everybody once again for joining episode 4 and tune in next Wednesday at 8:15 for episode 5. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out and just tuning in, commenting, or anything. I just want to thank everybody. Have a blessed and positive brain tight night. God bless you.
God bless you.